Hi guys, how's everyone doing? Welcome to my reseller review number 2. Um, Basically a little series that I've put together where I'm going to talk about my week in reselling and then a little bit personal life as well. Um, Overall, it's been a steady week. I wouldn't say it's been um, great, but I wouldn't say it's been bad either. Um, the the car boot on Sunday, I went to two car boots on last Sunday. Sorry, the Sunday that's been. That's what I meant because it's Friday today. So yeah, I went to two. I could have brought so much more, but I mean, I did buy some really good things. Like a Wii console, uh, DS bundle, which is pretty good. I flipped around that within about 24 hours, which was nice. Um, Not for much profit, but just a very quick profit, so I was quite happy with that. The Wii hasn't, obviously I didn't pick up the wires, so still looking for more wires. But there's some, I think Cash Converters do it for £10 a Wii with the wires, so I might just buy that and then just try and sell the Wii individually. But at the moment I can't sell Nintendo Wii's individually for some. Well, I can put them listed, but they're not selling. So I've got it for like £13, and it's just not doing anything. It's just a console on its own. So I just don't know. I think I've got three of them now. Actually, they just don't seem to be shifting. Like the controllers, nunchuck, not a problem. The games, obviously not a problem. The wires, even not a problem. But the console, the problem. I just can't shift the console. Very odd. You think the console would be the number one thing to sell, but before those things, but no. So let me see. Just trying to get this camera. There we go. Overall, sales wise, towards the end of the week has been dire basically. I've had one or two on Amazon, but that's been about it from since Wednesday. Today's Friday, so yeah. But at the start of the week was fine. The weekend was pretty decent, not amazing, but okay. And then Monday was fine. Tuesday was fine. Wednesday kind of went a bit funny. Maybe I think I had about two or three. No, two on Wednesday, and then just none yesterday, and no, I still haven't had any yet either. Um, Obviously, I'm thinking EU referendum had a bit of an issue. Probably that's a bit of an issue. Although apparently people think the EU sales might go up, so it might do. We don't know yet. Because in theory, if the pound goes down, it'll be cheaper for people in the EU to buy our stuff. So yeah, we might get some GSP sales over the weekend. I'm hoping that'd be good. Um, yeah, sales wise hasn't been dire, but hasn't been great. I mean, this month so far, I can't complain too much because I've sold about 100 items so far over eBay and Amazon, so that's pretty okay. I think if I can get to 120, 130 by the end of the month, I'll be fairly pleased with that. Um, Obviously, the aim really is more towards 200, but for my sort of first month over in the UK mainland, that's going to be pretty. I think that's pretty respectable. Um, so yeah, one thing I was going to say was I went to first time in the UK mainland anyway. I went today to an auction viewing, and then the actual auctions tomorrow on Saturday. Um, there was a few good things there actually. There's quite a lot of games consoles. I'm quite excited about that. I might actually go back on the Saturday and maybe give it a go at bidding and what have you. I might give it a go. I'm not sure yet. My main concern was the buyer's premium though. It's like ridiculously high. Um, you get charged VAT and then you get charged like 20% on top. So overall, like 40% of what your bid is, you have to pay extra, which is a lot. So if the hammer price is 100, you're actually paying 140, and it's like that's a lot. That's a lot. So I'm a bit concerned about the fees. That's the only thing that puts me off. But there's some really good stuff there, and then unlike car boots, you won't have to keep like fighting off people almost, because at car boots it's almost just like who can get there first and who's prepared to, almost fight for it. It's a bit. For me, it's a bit too intense sometimes. I find at car boots, but you kind of got to put yourself in there and do it. But at the same time, you don't really. I'm not really I'm not really one of these people who boot raid, and there's a lot of people that go up and ask the sellers, what have you got in your boot, and blah blah blah, and any Lego, any video games, any whatever. And I don't really like the whole thing like that personally. I kind of would want people just to come in and, well, really, I personally think sellers, I mean, every car boot's different, but I think sellers should have an hour, or maybe only half an hour, it doesn't matter, or something where buyers aren't allowed in, and then once you allow the buyers in, the sellers in theory have already set up. So I think that'd be a lot better idea. I think all car boots should do that, but that's just my opinion, because then you won't have this whole crowding around the car as soon as the car comes in, because basically all that happens at my car boot anyway is that at the very start of the car boot, all the dealers don't even look at the trades, sort of. They kind of know who's like kind of the traders there, or other dealers sort of thing, so they don't even look at them, and they're only really focused on the cars coming through the gate, and then they ask them personally of whether they've got the stuff or not, and then they just usually move on to the next car, and the next car comes in. I don't really like that, because you get this whole kind of crowding around the car just to see what they're going to pull out, and it's kind of, I guess that's kind of car boots, but I didn't really like that so much. With auctions, obviously you don't have that, so, and obviously the viewing today, I could just easily go around, look at everything that was there, kind of. If I wanted to, I could have gone away and actually looked up the price of everything. I kind of knew a lot of the prices anyway in my head, and obviously the biggest downside, same with car boots as well, is that everything's untested. So, but you kind of obviously you're not going to be able to test it. Yeah, so you kind of have to. That's also my concern, is that the fees. By the time I paid the hammer price and the fees, I kind of have to have the console working. But the problem is it's untested, so it's like, oh well, what do you do? I mean, there's a SNES console there, and I really want that. And most SNES consoles, like, they just don't break really. So, I mean, 95% confident that that'd be fine. And it had 2 Mario games of it. And I'd probably pay up for that. I'd probably pay up to about £40 for that. I think that's obviously after fees. That'd be the maximum I'd probably go to. Because I reckon there's 2 Mario games probably can get £20 each, and then the SNES should be easy 50 quid, I would have thought, for a SNES. I haven't looked up the price, but I would guess about 50 quid. It had one controller, official one as well, so I think 50. Minimum 40, but I think more actually. I think more 50. And then it wouldn't be amazing profit, but it'd be something. It'd be probably be like double your money, wouldn't it? So that's really what I'm after, really. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about. Obviously, my biggest concern at the moment is storage. I kind of have almost run out of storage in terms of what I can store here in my flat. Obviously, I'm thinking about trying to do FBA again, but the problem with FBA is I haven't really got any FBA stuff at the moment. It's all eBay stuff, so I kind of want to stick with eBay, and I just find the whole system easier, and trying to do two different formats, as difficult as it is anyway, so I kind of want to just sort of stick towards eBay at the moment and just stick with it. But obviously the problem is with the storage, and it depends if I do buy these things at the auction and what have you, then it's really going to get tight, because if I have Saturday tomorrow at the auctions, if I get a few bits from there, and then obviously with a car boot on the Sunday, if the weather's still good, I mean, I'm just going to run out of space, as simple as that. I'm just going to have to pile things on top of other things and try and make some space, or, well, at very worst, after keeping my car, but that would be the very sort of last thing I want to do, because obviously my car's not actually, my car's basically for everyone to see where I'm parking it. It's not for everyone to see. It's kind of in a local park, but people be walking past that all the time, so I don't really want to keep things in the car. But I guess if I had to, I had to. Okay, I'll kind of leave reselling there. So if you want to turn off, you can. Sort of talk more a bit personal life. There's not really much to talk about. I don't really want to talk about women today, to be quite honest with you. Not really anything. Nothing's really happening there. Going to see my brother tomorrow, hopefully. I'm kind of trying to figure it out what time we can get there. I'm gonna have to give him a message again to see what time he wants to meet up, because it depends how long the auctions are going to take. Well, the auctions are at 10:30, but I think I told him 2, but obviously I'm not going to be able to do that now because the auction's about 45 minutes away. So driving there, and then 10:30 auctions, probably going to finish probably about 1 or 2 o'clock. So probably more like 3, 4. I probably won't be able to meet 2, but we'll see. So I'm quite happy about going to see my brother tomorrow. Going into London, probably go and watch the Wales Northern Ireland game. So yeah, that should be good. And obviously come on England for Monday against the mighty Iceland. That'll be interesting. They have a population not much more bigger than Jersey, which is something to be said. I'll tell you what, if they knock out England, wow, that would be something. In one way, I kind of almost think it'd be so funny if they did knock out England that I want it to happen, but then I don't, because I do want to support England, even though technically I'm not English. Technically, I'm British. Technically, I can't technically call myself English because I wasn't actually born in England. I was born in Jersey, and that's sort of part of the British Isles. So I am British. Um, but yeah, obviously I'll support England, and to a degree I'll support France a little bit because it's kind of, it's near for France and that. But I prefer, I will support England more. And, but obviously I'd like to see France do well as well, and obviously the host nation. So yeah. Let me think. There's not really a lot else that I kind of want to say. I don't think. I think that's pretty much everything. I mean, in terms of, I haven't really thought anything more in terms of what I said last week. In terms of whether I'm going to move back to Jersey or whether I'm going to stay in England. Again, it all really sort of, it more depends on how things sort of go and how I sort of feel by sort of start of July and that sort of time, because I'll probably have to tell them within sort of mid-July. I think that's probably the latest. I'm going to have to tell them whether I'm going to stay or not with this flat. I mean, I think personally I'd like to move away from this flat, but there's kind of issues with my mail at the moment in terms of the post kind of gets mixed up because it's like there's 6 flats and kind of the mail just gets put through the letterbox, and then I think people might be taking it and stuff, and it's all kind of, I don't know, it's difficult. And then obviously if I get anything delivered here and I'm not in, or they haven't got a phone number for me or what have you, and then I have to go and pick it up, and I try and send most of my mail to collection points like click and collect and things like that. So, but I'd rather have somewhere, obviously, but obviously I can't really afford anything like any property on its own. I kind of have to have flat kind of shared property with obviously multiple flats. So yeah, it's not ideal from that point of view. Obviously that's where the advantage, when I was at Jersey, I had my parents' place, and obviously you can just pick, my mum and dad would have been in for if I missed the mail or anything like that, and that's one disadvantage for sure. But this video's come up to 15 minutes again, so I kind of want to leave it there. If you've got any comments, leave me a comment, like, and obviously subscribe. I don't know about in terms of sales videos, I'll probably just do something where I just talk about my sales. I think probably sometime this week, but I'll think about it, and I'll probably just talk to you some of the sort of like top 5 or maybe even top 10 if I can get sort of 10 sort of interesting ones together, because I can't go through the screen because I haven't got the internet at home, so that's not going to be possible. So yeah, see you in the next video, guys. Take care. Bye.